welcome back guys. Today's job is the Citroen C1 interior.
So let's go. First things first, get the T30 bolts off the front of the rails, then moving on to the back of the rails, getting off the T30 bolts as well so that we can get this seat off.
So yesterday we went to strip the Citroen C1 interior and we've already run into a problem.
One of the front seat bolts was rounded. All the other bolts were out. I couldn't believe on my third bolt that I had a rounded bolt, but there was only one thing that I could do, and that was to drill it. Don't care about the bolts that much, as long as it's out, then it's fine by me.
And with that we have the Citroen C1 front seat out.
So next I cracked on with the side panel. This is pretty easy. All you do is grab yourself a flathead and just pop the clips out from the back, and then your panel should come loose. So after this I just undid the top bolt on the seat belt, and then also two bolts that were below a 14mm and a 12mm. And then we just pop this connector off it. Now for the final bolt, just down by the driver's door, and then that is it. The seatbelt should be free to pull through the panel gap at the top. Lovely.
So we're now working on the back seats, just because I don't have enough hands. We have to pull this cable here and this cable as well, and then push the front seat forward, which means we can then gain access to the bolts down there, if you can see them, and also the bolts over that side.
So I had to bring out my long extension for these bad boys because I was using just the socket on it, but it kept hitting on the back of the seats. And finally the back seats are out. What a transformation this is. How something so small can make such a difference to your car. I love it. So I popped off the last bit of the back seat. Just unclip it from the two clips at the front there. Just lift it up from the front and it should come out. Then I got back and I did the two bolts holding on the seat belts, because apparently the law is if you take out the seats, and as long as you take out the seat belts with them, then that is fine. So I'm just here unclipping both of the panels for the side. Most of them are just held in by pins. Because of the law I stated before, these rear seat belts have to be removed as well. Thankfully these bolts were extremely easy to get out. So once again for these panels, it's really just pull them. They're all just connected by pins that should pop out when any amount of force is put on them. Panel is pretty much all off now, but we just have to untighten the bolts on the seat belts just so we can slide the seat belt through the panel gap. Just so I undo the seat belt, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are enjoying this content and want to be kept updated with the Citroen C1 track build.
So as you've just seen, we've just had to take off the seat belt for the driver's side, which obviously we will need to keep in. But we couldn't have got those panels off if we didn't take that off, because obviously we have to slide this part of the seat belt through the gap that you can see down there. So we're going to leave the motor, or whatever it is, I'm not actually sure. I think it's just a module that runs like tensioning the bolt and everything, tensioning the seat belt. But let me know in the comment what that is actually for. Like I said, I have no experience really. This is all a learning curve for me, but yeah. We're going to leave that module in because we've got to put the seat belt back together just without the panels on. So I think next job is to remove the flooring or like all the covers on the flooring, not the actual flooring, but just get it down so it's looking like this. So let's get to it.
So the carpet was actually a lot harder to take out than I thought it was going to be. It was all up under the gear stick and under the handbrake, so in the end I did end up just ripping it because we don't need to save any of this stuff because it is being a track car. So I'm just going to have to pick up all the little pieces tomorrow. But we've got it out. It's looking a hell of a lot better, I think. So it was getting late and I decided to do the door cards just to finish it off because they were really the only job I had left, but I was really struggling trying to hold my flashlight on my phone, my flathead screwdriver and the other screwdriver, all trying to pry the door card just to reach the clip that sits behind the window handle cover. I really had enough of it, but then I got it off.
So the GoPro died, so I just got the door cards off because it's getting dark, but I'm pretty much done with it today. There's a few things to sort when it's light again, but for now I think we've done a good job. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think of it.